Hey everyone, this is Meg with another E3 special trailer talk video. If you didn't tune in for my last one, it pretty much does what it says on the tin. I'll just be talking about E3 trailers, some that I noticed and others that you guys have pointed out to me. So yeah, let's get started. First up we have Hawken, and I have two words to describe this game. District 9. It really made me think of the film, from the big, sort of alien-esque cargo lifter that seems so popular nowadays, to the music going on in the background. I have to say it's not really piquing my interests at all. I think that a debut teaser trailer should pack a punch, but it should also tell you what to expect from the gameplay itself. It's like they've forgotten that this should be a teaser for a game, and not a film. This seems to happen a lot nowadays, and live action is trending. So yeah, it's not really giving anything away, and it's definitely not punching its way into epic. Next we have Metal Gear Solid Revengeance, which was just wow, and more wow. I was completely absorbed by this trailer. I mean, it's dramatic, it's over the top, it's full of cyborg ninja violence, and I loved it. Now I'm gonna be honest here, I wasn't really paying too much attention to it when the trailer first started because the voice acting just didn't hold my attentions, but when the music started, it drew me in immediately and I just had to watch it. I mean, can you tell I'm a soundtrack enthusiast? I know that quite a few people aren't happy with this title. I can't remember why specifically. I think it may be because of the character Raiden and the changes to the series, but after seeing that trailer, I don't know how anyone can hate on it. I mean, it's epic, literally, in every sense of the word. Not to mention it looks beautiful. I mean, those set designs, the details, the style, it's amazing. And this was the title back when it was called Rising that caused me to want to go back and play all of the Metal Gear Solid games from start to finish so that I could understand the storyline in this game. So overall, I really liked this trailer and I'm excited for the game. Now we have, drumroll please, The Last of Us gameplay trailer. Now I mentioned like 4 or 5 trailer talk videos ago that I was really looking forward to seeing a gameplay trailer for this game, and it's not disappointing me. It's actually turning me into a squealing schoolgirl. Does that even make sense? First thing I want to say is that the gameplay is quite simple-ish. I don't think that there are going to be any Uncharted style big boomers, explosions and sinking cities. I mean, The Last of Us looks a lot more toned down, a lot more intimate, but from what I've seen it's been executed so seamlessly that I can just see myself playing this game and forgetting that it's a video game. The environments looked pretty real to me, the most realistic out of all the trailers I've seen, although Beyond Two Souls is pretty darn close, but this wasn't the most impressive factor for me though. I like that there is interaction throughout the game. With every second that passes, someone is reacting to the environment or a character or an event. I know this was a feature perfected in Uncharted, but The Last of Us utilises it in the most realistic fashion I've ever really seen. I mean, for example, whilst Joel is looking through the cafe, Ellie is over by the window having a good old look, whilst giving a quick status update. Next we have the combat, which looks hard, and it looks like it requires some thought and planning, but it's still action-packed and very tense. And I also liked the way the enemies interact and react to you in the same way that the main characters react to each other and the environment. When the guy hears the click of an empty barrel, he knows Joel is defenseless and reacts in kind. I like the team element that follows this as well, with Ellie hurling a brick that she picked up earlier in the level. Something she did on her own, again a superb example of in-game interaction. I also caught the backpack feature, and I like the fact that it holds all of Joel's items, which he can combine in a very survival horror fashion to use to his benefit. Again, I think the gameplay really combines thought with fast pacing and action, which I like a lot, and it's something I know I've been waiting for. I really could go on and on about every second of this trailer, so to save you the rave, I'm just going to say, Naughty Dog, take my money now. You're welcome to it. Next up, we have Watch Dogs. I'm not really going to talk too much about this one, as it didn't really excite me that much. Then again, I wasn't really expecting it. It wasn't a title that I was looking out for, so perhaps that's the reason. Either way, I'm just not hugely enthusiastic about it. That's not to say that there weren't a few things that stood out to me. I mean, it looks fantastic. It's very pretty, slick, stylish, but not wildly different from other titles that reside within the same visual genre. The best thing about it for me actually was the writing. There was a small snippet of a scene in there between, I gather, the main protagonist and some dude at a club, and it was very well done. I have to give mad props to the writer, who obviously has a knack for creating very natural sounding dialogue, and also to the actors who performed it incredibly well. I just think it flowed very well and felt very, as I said before, natural, realistic. I also like the gameplay feature of being connected to everyone and everything technologically, and the small touch of walking through a room and being presented with small, yet kind of invasively private and occasionally funny shreds of info. I thought that was a really nice touch. But when I watched this trailer, I thought that this looks like a pimped out old Skoda. I mean, Exhibit may have worked his magic on the surface, but does it run better? Meh, it's open to interpretation. I don't know, maybe I'm way off the mark here. Hell, I've been way off the mark before. I just don't get this overwhelming feeling about Watch Dogs. I don't feel like it's going to be hugely different, new, or an incredible gameplay experience. From what I've seen, it looks good for what it is. I'm just not expecting it to be too unique or different. Lastly, we have the Beyond Two Souls trailer. Now, anyone who has watched a few of my videos should know that I'm a huge fan of Quantic Dream. They alone stand for everything I feel about video games, what I feel they should be. They're constantly striving to come up with something unique, something original. And they don't just think outside the box, they blow it up before reconstructing it in their own way. I like the way they think. Now, I have to admit, when I saw the beginning, it did make me think of two other things. One, the scene in which a glazed Sarah Connor, and I don't mean in a donut way, is being interrogated in T2, and two, the beginning of A Tale of Two Sisters, in which a doctor is trying to connect with a highly disconnected Sumi. This didn't bother me, it just cropped up in my mind and threw me out of it a little. Then, when Ellen Page was revealed to be the lead, I thought, oh god, not another one. And besides the shaven head look, she again looks like her Juno self, minus the big belly. This did throw me out of the moment. I mean, it's like every time I saw her in the trailer, I thought, oh hey look, it's Ellen Page, the film actress, in a video game. Not a movie, but this feels like a movie now. It's impressive but disconcerting. These things aside though, there are a lot of things about the trailer that I really did enjoy, just like everyone else, I'm sure. The facial animation was superb. I mean, really superb. And with the exception of Ellen Page, they're once again picking realistic and quite unique looking actors to play the roles, so we don't feel like we're in LA or a blockbuster movie full of models. From the trailer, we get a slice of story, which reveals that Juno is, I gather, a lab rat telekinetic, and obviously on the run from some corporation, perhaps in a Firestarter style. And I guess the main protagonist has another soul or personality residing within her, or talking to her, as she's heard several times chatting to some unknown entity. It could of course just be herself, but the Two Souls title tends to suggest otherwise. I am interested in this. It didn't really punch me in the gut, but it did intrigue me. I have to explain it, because this is just a personal feeling. Quantic Dream games, to me, I need to know about in detail. It's like teasers don't really mean much to me, because I'd like to know what they're bringing to the table now, or, you know, what they're trying to do that's different. Do you see where I'm coming from? So this is a great teaser, even though it's about 5 minutes long, but I want to know more. I want to know about how they try to break the mold this time. Information is what I'm waiting for, but this is a good start. Wait, I forgot about the Tomb Raider trailer. Fool! Okay, so I've said this on Facebook already, and I'll say it again, that every time I see this game, I just think of the cycle. Without the first Tomb Raiders, there would be no Uncharted. And without Uncharted, there wouldn't be Tomb Raider 2012 or Enslaved: Odyssey to the West. To look at it, it moves and plays like Uncharted to me, with perhaps more emphasis on survival, which means it'll be action-packed, flow well with a good cover system, have seamless movement, and be full of cliffhanging moments. The soundtrack even mirrored Uncharted in places. Now, this isn't a bad thing. I'm in no way saying this is bad, but it is there. Okay, first off, it looks absolutely stunning. Almost hyper-realistic, but still realistic, if you know what I mean. Things have such a style about them, whilst retaining a lifelike quality. I was also really impressed with Lara's expressions in the trailer, as it really helped me to feel for her character and see her develop as a character. I also want to note that there were a lot of moments within the trailer that had me flinching and tensing up, so I can't even imagine what's going to be like to play it. I mean, I will admit that the grunting and the yelling and screaming got a little bit much at times, but to be fair, and to give her credit, if that were me, I probably would have soiled my pants at least a dozen times within the trailer, especially falling from a great height and having your shoot spectacularly fail. So that's it, folks. I tried to include as many E3 trailers that I was really interested in and the ones that you had recommended to me as well. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please feel free to leave your thoughts on E3 or any of the trailers I've mentioned in the comment section below. Thanks again, and I'll see you all in my next video on Tuesday. Bye! I have some Oreo cookies on side, in case I get hungry. I'm gonna have trouble today. I can just feel it in my bones. I can see the Oreo cookies. Can you tell this jacket's getting old? But I'll never throw you. I can't. You're too precious to me. It doesn't sound like I'm talking about a Sarah Connor donut. Sorry, I was just having a moment. Would you like glazed or would you like glazed chocolate? Like flinching? Wait, no, that would be tensing. That's tensing, that's flinching. You know, that was my first rectal thermometer. The left, oh wait, no, I was gonna get it right. The left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. I have an ulcer here, a mouth ulcer, and I bit my tongue yesterday. At least I can move it today. Yesterday I was kind of talking like this, so I wouldn't have to move my tongue. And they're still kind of there, but it's not really bad, doesn't hurt as much anymore, but now it's making me drool. I feel like I'm drooling. And I sound like Chucky. I just sound like Chucky in my head. Well, gee, Tommy. That was a terrible impression. Jeez. Excuse me while I bury my head in shame.